The Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports present the Boys Football Finals. Today's broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
From the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pro-Am Sports presents the Class B championship game between the Yellow Jackets of Detroit Country Day School and the Redskins of Belding High School. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Andrews, along with Earl Robinson. And, Earl, we've got a championship game between two Class B teams, two really different teams.
Very different, Mark. And both teams, though, love to run the football. So we're going to see strong ground attacks, and the team that can control the line of scrimmage will probably win this football game.
Now, who are some of the key players for both Belding and Country Day, starting off with Belding?
Well, Belding's got a strong running back, Thomas Smith, a powerful fullback, really is a tough runner, loves to run inside. He's their dominant runner, scored most of their touchdowns.
And for Country Day?
Country Day's got a versatile back, Brian Rubin. He's a running back. He's a receiver. He scored 5 touchdowns on the receiving. He scored 10 running. Just a great all-around versatile player.
Now, we're looking for the wing T coming from Belding today.
Yes, the wing T might cause Country Day some problems. There'll be a lot of faking, so we should tell the fans the key is follow the guards. If you usually follow the guards, that's where the ball will probably be.
The opening kickoff coming up, Detroit Country Day School and Belding High School. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Class B Championship, just about to get underway. I'm Mark Andrews along with Earl Robinson, and let's take a look at the officials for this game. The referee, Fred Tenorio, Richard Moore is the umpire, James Knopp, the linesman, Gary Jenkins, the line judge, and Malcolm Pennington is the back judge. Have to be a lot of nerves down there on the field, Earl. You know, championship game playing in an NFL stadium. Big crowd. It looks like everybody's here from Belding.
Exactly, Mark. This has got to be a dream for any high school youngster to play at the state championship game and, of course, playing in a professional stadium. It's got to be a dream of a lifetime, something they'll never forget.
I was thinking about it this afternoon, and I was thinking, boy, if I were coaching one of these teams, I'd make them come sit through every game before ours just to get a feel for the building, not to be intimidated, because when you get out there and think about that just a day or two before, the NFL teams, Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, run this same turf. Barry Sanders, Jim Kelly, all pro players, and so that's got to figure in too. You got to hear some of the ghosts probably. There you see Joe D'Angelo in his 18th year at Country Day, and we're just about to get going here. Belding will kick off an onside kick to start the game, and going down on it, Todd Williams at the 48, and that's where the Yellow Jackets will start off 1st and 10.
Very good field position for the Yellow Jackets to start off the game. Trying an onside kick did not fool Country Day.
There you see the Yellow Jackets starting offense. Kives is the quarterback. Conaway, Sala, and Russo are the running backs. Russo is the flanker. As the Yellow Jackets in their blue jerseys, gold pants, gold helmets, going right to left. Matt Kives is out calling the signals. They give to the first man through. That's Conaway. And he gets hit right around the 49-yard line of Belding.
Basic off-tackle play. They're running an unbalanced line.
There you see Belding's defense. Hulleberger, No, Emmons, Conrad, Marshall, Grant, Robach, Cummings, Webb, Gasper, and Larson. 2nd and 7, the ball at the Belding 49, just underway here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Long count, 5, Kives, screen pass, right side to Brian Rubin. Rubin close to that first down.
That's a name we're going to hear an awful lot today because Brian Rubin is an excellent receiver. He's just going back, the quarterback, as you see, going back in the flats, just a sort of a screen to the receiver, and he makes a very good gain.
Close to that first down yardage. It's 3rd and 1, the ball at the Belding 42. The give is to...
He might not have made it, Mark. It's going to be awful close.
And he is going to be close. Nope, they're going to give it to him. And there you see Country Days road to the finals after hammering Detroit Southwestern and Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook. They had a game with Centerline. Robichaud identical scores, and then they whipped Millington to get to the Pontiac Silverdome. 1st and 10 for Country Day at the 41. The give is to Rubin. Right up the middle, and he's close to another first down. Looks like he has it.
Just a straight ahead blocking, straight up the middle, as you see. Rubin we're going to hear his name all day. Runs over number 3, but he got a lot of help there from Belding. They're number 3, number 6 on the Belding defense in the defensive backfield. Jeremy Gasper on that tackle.
Earl, you were right. They're keeping it on the ground. They're just going right up the gut.
And if they can continue to do that, that's going to spell trouble for Belding.
1st and 10 for Detroit Country Day School. Just underway here at the Silverdome. The ball's at the 31. Kives on the fake, pitches left side for Rubin, tries to beat 2 players, and he gets stacked up around the 28-yard line for a pickup of about 3.
Good game, but that's that Belding defense. They have an aggressive defense that really flows to the ball, and they really flow quickly to the ball there to prevent anything as far as being a longer game.
Here it is again, nice fake and a pitch.
And the defense really flowed, and they just sort of bottled Rubin up. He tried to get outside the containment, but he couldn't get outside. As you see, just gang tackled by Belding. 2nd
and 8, the ball at the 28. The give is to Conaway, and he crosses the 25, gets down to the 24. He'll be about 3 yards short.
Gerald Conaway is a very fine runner also, so we'll be calling out his name quite a bit, but a very strong runner. Country Day just has a strong running tandem with Conaway and Rubin.
Conaway is 6 foot, 175-pound senior.
Notice the guards pulling. They had the pulling tackles, sort of like that old tray that the Redskins run.
3rd down play, 3rd and 4. Kives decides the quarterback keeper, and he's got the first down and more. Fumble around the 10-yard line, but it looks like the Country Day player fell on it. Yes, they maintained possession.
He took a good stick that time.
Alertly falling on that fumble was Todd Williams, 77.
Here he comes outside. He doesn't even fake the pitch. He just goes straight to it, and he takes a good hit by number 55 from Belding. That's their linebacker, Tony Smith, with a very good stick.
1st and goal, the ball at the 9. 7:55 left to go, first quarter. Country Day knocking at the door. The give is to number 35, Brett Gasper. Or Conaway, rather, gets the call.
Hulleberger made the tackle, Joe Hulleberger, number 3.
And he picks up about a yard.
2nd and goal, ball on the 7.
There it is again.
Conaway getting the ball, going off tackle. I mean, sort of pushing his blocker there, was almost got in his way a little bit.
2nd down.
Brett Gasper blocking for him.
The give is to Rubin. He goes right into the pile. He gets close to the 5, fumble. And Kives comes out and alertly falls on it. Right around the original line of scrimmage, which was the 9.
Belding defense filled that hole up pretty good. Did not let Rubin get away. Oh, they just ripped the ball, stripped it from him. Great alert play by the quarterback, Matt Kives.
And there you see Matt Kives, a 6'3" senior. Big third down. If I'm Country Days coach Joe D'Angelo, I'm worried about those 2 fumbles in this first series. Now a flag being thrown for delay of game. So they walk off 5. Makes it much tougher on Country Day.
Yes, it does, but Country Day's got an excellent passing game, but Belding's defense has really come up strong here as they've gotten closer into the red zone.
Big third down play for the Yellow Jackets. The ball's at the 14. 6:25 left to go in the first quarter. Kives goes back to pass, throws it behind Nick Gorga, number 21. So that'll bring up a 4th down situation.
Looked like a little miscommunication there, Mark, between the receivers. Got a feeling they may be going for it on 4th down.
That sure looks that way. Well, one way to change the momentum a little bit is to go on that, but they have to go for it all. They're bringing in the best play in the book, maybe. 4th and goal, the ball at the 14. Here we go. Just underway here in the first quarter. Kives calling the signals, goes back to pass. The rush is on, he's in trouble. Good night. David Emmons leading the drive on the sack. And not only do they get the sack, they get better field position.
Great field position, great. Just came from the corner. No one blocked him, and he had a clear shot at the quarterback. No time for Kives to get off a pass.
So Belding takes over now, 1st and 10. Mark Youngs is the quarterback. Joe Gavitt and Tony Smith are in the backfield. The give was to the first man through, Tony Smith. And he picks up a yard, almost 2. Up to the 27.
Nick Gorga was on the carry on that one. Or on the hit.
Oh, the Country Day defense had that read perfectly. Matt Hansen had the ball, and he was nailed back around the 23 as you take a look at the Belding offense. Casey, Shent, Ross, German, Dieters.
Sammy Abarashi made the hit along with E.B. Parsons.
Van Dree, Feuerstein, Youngs, Gavitt, Smith, and Hansen. There you see Country Day's defense. Imsland, Parsons, Deveretti, Williams, Imsland, Treadwell, Gasper, Russo, Gorga, Rubin, and Conaway. Back to pass is Youngs. He's in trouble, and he's sacked back around the 14-yard line. Number 75 in on the sack, Chethan Deveretti.
Good defensive sack.
He was in trouble there.
Country Day was not fooled by the misdirection of the Belding offense.
So now it's a big 4th down play. Back to punt for Belding is Chad Rich, number 22. Rubin is deep for Country Day, standing at around the 49. Oh, bad pass, looks like trouble, and a safety.
Very smart play, Mark. He threw it off the end zone to avoid the touchdown.
So they cough up the 2, literally. And Country Day takes a 2-0 lead, and they'll get the ball back. Let's see it again.
Looks like a good snap, Mark.
Yeah.
He just dropped it.
They're Butterfingers, and he just bails out by throwing it out of the end zone. So it's 2-0 in favor of Country Day with 4 minutes exactly left to go here in the first quarter. Country Day on their first possession had the ball for 5 minutes and 48 seconds and then coughed it up on 4th down. Neither team did anything on 4th down. Country Day was sacked. Belding has a safety called against them. This is the Class B championship game at the Pontiac Silverdome. Rubin once again is deep, never even saw the punt. So Brian is standing back at the 25. Some of the fans here at the Pontiac Silverdome for this Class B championship game.
Very good turnout for this game, Mark.
So it's a free kick for Belding. They can do whatever they want with it. Chad Rich will take it. He could tee it up if he wants. He can punt it. It looks like he will punt. Oh, it's a nice kick. And it goes down, taken at the 35-yard line. This is Conaway up to the 50, and he gets hauled down at midfield, right at the Lions' helmet. Number 12 in on the stop. That's Brian Grant. And Country Day has it 1st and 10 and a 2-0 lead.
And again, Country Day with good field position to start off their second drive.
Matt Kives is the quarterback. Long count. The give is to Gasper, and Gasper gets hauled down, and he loses a couple. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he gets stacked right up there.
Stacked right up at the line of scrimmage. Number 44, number 3 made the hits.
3:12 left to go in the first quarter. It's 2-0 Country Day on a safety. Occurred just a couple of minutes ago, in case you just tuned in. That is Matt Kives, the quarterback for Detroit Country Day School. Kives fires one to number 21, Nick Gorga, and Gorga gets the first down.
First down, Detroit Country Day. Ball on 37, Belding 37. Tackle on the play by Rudy.
Good pass protection on that play. And a nice hit by Rudy Webb.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. The ball is at the 38. The give is to Rubin, finds a hole, gets across the 35 down to around the 34.
Country Day offensive line doing a good job, Mark, opening up holes up the middle there. They've been able to run inside on Belding thus far in the game.
Here you see the end zone shot, and he's going to go right up there. Back to live action. The give is to number 35, Brett Gasper, and he has the first down as well.
He was tripped up by Rudy Webb.
Yellow Jacket first down. Ball on the 24, Belding 24.
The pulling tackle makes a nice hole, just opened up a natural hole right up the middle, and he was just able to follow that hole straight up the middle and made a very nice gain.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. The ball at the 23. The pitch is to Conaway. Conaway goes right side, stays in bounds. Oh, he's hit by about 7 Belding players.
Brian Grant, the linebacker, slowed him up there as he got some help from his teammates.
Looked like he had some running room.
Boy, that Belding defense is real quick, Mark.
Watch him go flying toward the ball, as Earl mentioned.
Watch all the defenders. You see
five guys.
Five guys. His first hit. And then he almost got away, almost made a nice run out of that.
That was number 12, Brian Grant, holding on to him. Kimes back in the pocket again. Takes it himself. Has the first down and goes out of bounds at the 11.
And that's where Matt Kimes is at his best, when he can run and put the ball down and run and make a broken play out of nothing.
First down, Country Day.
This was a pass play, Mark. Couldn't find any receivers open. He puts the ball down, and he just follows his blockers and makes a very nice stiff arm right there and gets the first bound, gets out of bounds and gets the first down.
And stops the clock with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. First and goal, the ball at the 10. Second man through, but stacked up around the 12.
Boy, this Belding defense really gets tough when they get down to that 10-yard line.
They're mean.
Stacks them up right at the line of scrimmage. Very good play by the Belding defense.
Sort of ran into his own guy, too.
Second down, 11.
Ian Leahy was right there. Second and goal, the ball's at the 11. Kimes over for Conaway, and he gets inside the 10 to about the 7. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And so we've played one here at the Silverdome in the Class B Championship. And Detroit Country Day has a 2-0 lead on Belding. One of your sponsors is True Value Hardware. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, 2-0 is our score after one quarter. As you see, Matt Kimes calling the signals. That one's to Gerald Conaway.
Short gain of about 3 yards.
It's third down now. The ball is at the Belding 7-yard line. Country Day with a 2-0 lead on a bad snap to the punter who was in the end zone. And Chad Rich decided, instead of giving up the touchdown, just throw it out of the end zone, which he did, giving Country Day a 2-0 lead. But the Yellow Jackets are in scoring position right now. Kimes, quarterback keeper again. Touchdown. Matt Kimes with the quarterback keeper. It's 8-0 now for Country Day.
One of the most difficult plays in football to stop, Mark, is the option. The quarterback and the back was right behind him, and the defensive end had to stay still. Here we go. As you see, he's going out. The back is remaining right behind him. He turns it up, and he makes that decision. Guys got over there too late to hit him, and he gets into the end zone.
And they're going for one. James Kogut. And penalty called.
Belding defensive players encroached there.
And they'll move it up another 1.5 yards. And now they're going to go for 2. The kicking team comes off. And the conversion.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, defense.
And there you hear the call.
Let's see if they run that option again, Mark.
And so they're going for the 2-point conversion. Kimes calling the signals. The give is to Conaway. He's in for the 2 points. And so now Detroit Country Day has a 10-0 lead on Belding with 11:53 left to go in the second quarter. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, here it is again, the touchdown by Matt Kimes. as he goes right side. As Earl mentioned, gets the block, and he goes in for the 6. Country Day will kick off now. This is James Kogut to kick it off for the Yellow Jackets. Once again, another onside kick. It bounces high and comes down. And they say Country Day has it now. Yes, Country Day recovers. Number 48. We'll have to find out exactly who it was. It might have been Andrew Popoff. But anyway, the Yellow Jackets have it 1st and 10.
Excuse me, Mark, but as they say, that's the key on an onside kick. The ball bounces high.
Here it is again. Kogut with that nice bouncing kick, and there's that important bounce, the high one. And he comes right down and coughs it up.
It's sort of lost in that pile.
Yeah. Here's Kimes back to pass, going downtown for Rubin. He's got it at the 10. Touchdown.
That's that combination. That's that combination, Mark. Kimes to Rubin.
Ryan Rubin. Here it is again.
He was able to avoid number 3, who almost got him. And being able to avoid the rush, Rubin just running a straight fly pattern right down the right side, catches the ball and is in the end zone.
James Kogut on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. Country Day putting 15 points on the board in the last 2 minutes. They now have the lead 17-0 on Belding with 11:26 left to go here in the first half. And here it is again.
Kimes threw it a long way, 40 yards in the air.
In for the 6 is Brian Rubin, a 5'10", 170-pound senior. So what do you think? Another onside kick?
Well, that was their first onside kick of the year this year, and they made it. So I don't know if they'll try it again, Mark.
Well, they're 1 for 1. There you see our score, second quarter of the Class B State Championship here on Pass Sports. The Michigan High School Athletic Association Finals from the Pontiac Silverdome. The deep man for Belding is Rudy Webb. Will Kogut kick it short or go for it all? He puts his foot into it. It's taken by number 7, Jerry Cotter. Cotter up the middle. One man to beat. And he's hauled down around the 40-yard line.
Gerald Conaway on the stop, saved the touchdown. But that's just what Belding needed, something to get them going, get their offense going.
Here it is again.
Watch, the seam is going to open up straight in the middle of the field. Great blocking by the Belding kick team. And then he just turns on the Jets. Of course, Country Day has their speed guy back, Conaway, so that sort of helps, and he was able to prevent the touchdown.
1st and 10 for Belding. They haven't been on offense in a while. The give is to number 5. That's Matt Hansen. Hansen gets some yardage inside the 25.
Hansen was the first man through in the hole, and he just took it straight up there, and that misdirection might have fooled Country Day a little bit on that play.
He has good speed.
Notice the guards pulling, followed right
Nice
behind
blocks.
the pulling guards. Good blocks, cuts it back over the middle, and he really carries the defender a long way.
Here we go again, more yardage. They give it to number 44, Tony Smith, and he gets down to the 10.
Gerald Conaway on the stop. Belding moving the ball. They really have to get something going now, a key part of the game for them.
No huddle, they come right to the line. The give is to number 5 once again. That's Matt Hansen, and he scrambles down to the 5, and another first down for Belding.
Barry Treadwell on the stop for Country Day. Very impressive drive for Belding, Mark.
2nd and goal. Touchdown.
Beautiful.
Tom Smith, or rather Matt Hansen, on the touchdown run.
Beautiful hole opened up.
For a moment there, I thought this was going to be a lopsided game.
And here we go. He just hands off to Hansen. And look at tremendous blocks by 32.
Hole.
Beautiful hole, wide open, goes in untouched.
And they're going to go for the 2. It's 17-6 right now. Quarterback throws, knocked down. Number 42, Dan Russo, knocked it down.
Tremendous play by Russo. The receiver was wide open on that one. He just went up and knocked that one out of the air.
But the Belding fans giving their team a nice hand coming off for that terrific drive. 10:05 to go here in the second quarter. Detroit Country Day with a 17-6 lead, and this one is far from over.
That's right. So, Mark, does Belding try another onside kick?
This game, you've learned to expect anything. This telecast is a copyrighted production of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports. No reproduction of the pictures or accounts of this game may take place without the express written permission of the MHSAA and Pass. Okay, Earl, if you're the coach of Belding, do you try that onside again?
No, they'll probably be looking for it this time, so I better keep it deep, kick it deep this time.
I just noticed number 60 for Country Day, Jim Insland, telling the next row to come up a little bit tighter, saying this may bounce, so be ready.
This is one of those games, Mark, anything's going to happen, right. I'll tell you.
There you see number 22, Chad Rich, the kicker.
Plus, Belding uses an odd formation on their kickoffs.
And they do the onside again. It bounces around. It's loose. And going down on it is number 44, Omari Jett. So the Yellow Jackets of Country Day get it 1st and 10 at their own 33.
You know, maybe they're kicking it short to avoid kicking it to Brian Rubin because he is very dangerous on the returns.
The Belding scoring drive, 40 yards in just 4 plays in a minute 23. Capped off by the 4-yard touchdown run by Matt Hansen.
Well, let's see if Belding's defense can step up now and stop the Country Day offense.
The give is to Conaway. He picks up a couple. Number 14, Brian Cummings, in on the stop.
Brian Cummings, 14, on the tackle for Belding.
That Belding defense is fired up. They meet Conaway almost at the line of scrimmage. He gets a couple of yards.
Well, they say he got 3, so it's 2nd and 7. The ball is at the 36. The give is to Conaway. Finds a hole, gets up to the 40 before he's brought down there. In on the stop is Joe Hulleberger, number 3.
Joe Hulleberger made the tackle for Belding.
Conaway takes the handoff, goes off tackle, following their very, very good guard, and Hulleberger on the play. Just a very good guard play. We should mention Jim Emsland, the right guard for Country Day. Very, very tough player.
8:43 left to go, second quarter. 17-6. Detroit Country Day with the lead over Belding. Second man through. This is Rubin. Finds a hole. Crosses the 45. Stays on his feet and gets into Belding territory. In on the stop is Tom Smith, number 55.
Had some help from his friends. I'll tell you, we should be calling out Jim Emsom's number a lot because he's running right behind him, their right tackle, and he's just making some great blocks.
1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. Just over the midfield stripe. Dives. Looks. In trouble. Fires. Complete to number 35, Brett Gasper. And the Yellow Jackets pick up a first down.
Kives, with his scrambling ability, was able to bide more time. Starts to get a little pressure. He's moving around in the pocket. And then he moves outside the containment and throws on the run a very nice and gets the completion for a nice first down to Brett Gasper.
Brian Cummings and Brian Grant on the stop for Belding. 1st and 10 for Detroit Country Day. The ball at the 35. Dives. Goes left side, complete to Nick Gorga. And he's still a couple yards short of that first down.
And Larson on the play for Belding.
Just a simple pass out to the receiver. The defender's playing off of him a little bit, so he's able to get the pass for a very nice gain.
Number 15, Ivan Larson, in on the stop along with Grant. So it's 2nd and 2, the ball at the 27. The give is to Gasper. He gets a hold, stays on his feet, and gets inside the 15-yard line before he's brought down by number 71, Dave Emmons.
He ran over Rudy Webb, number 2. I mean, he just put his head down and went right over the top.
There it is again.
He just sort of follows the flow outside, takes it outside. The play was designed to go inside, but he took it outside, goes right over Rudy Webb. And then, of course, number 71, following the play, Dave Emmons makes a good play.
One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, there you see Matt Kives. Handing off to Brett Gasper, filling in for Scott Sala, who broke an ankle last week. So it's 1st and 10 for Country Day. The ball at the Belding 13. 6:25 left to go, first half. There's a reverse. This is Rubin. Touchdown.
Quarterback Matt Kives made the key block to spring him and get him into the end zone.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Country Day on the board again. James Cogan on to attempt the extra point. The holder is Josh Collins. Flags get thrown, and it looks like another encroachment penalty against Belding, which will move it to the 1.5-yard mark.
Encroachment, defense.
Now Country Day is going to go for 2.
They must be changing the cadence on the count, and that's what's pulling them across. So here come the Yellow Jackets to the line, trying to increase their lead. Matt Kives gets in for the 2. It's good.
Running that option, it's always difficult to stop. When I talk to college coaches, they say the most difficult play to stop in all of football is the option.
And with 6:14 left to go in the first half, the score, Detroit Country Day School 25, Belding 6. Here's the conversion again.
Oh, this is the touchdown.
Touchdown, rather.
And 22 flips to 4. Now watch, Matt Kives gets out here and makes a very good block to spring him loose, and he goes all the way into the end zone, into the corner. Brian Rubin having an outstanding football game today.
And here's the conversion again.
Kives running the option, doesn't pitch it, decides to take it himself. See, the defensive back went and covered the running back, covered Conaway, and that enabled Kives to come up inside. If he had stayed and contained, he could have made the stop.
And there's the Belding side of the field. Trying to figure out what they're going to do on their next possession, as James Kogut gets set to kick off for Country Day with a comfortable 19-point lead at this point. But Belding was impressive in their last offensive drive. And Kogut kicks it toward the sideline. It goes out of bounds, so they'll kick it again 5 yards back. There you see the Country Day scoring drive, 67 yards in 6 plays. Brian Rubin's 13-yard run. There you see Joe D'Angelo. Who underwent a heart attack a year ago, suffered a heart attack, and is back to coach the Yellow Jackets. A much slimmer Joe D'Angelo. So Belding gets it 1st and 10 at their own 35. The give is to number 32. That's Joe Gavitt. And he gets up to the 37. They pick up 2, 2nd and 8 now.
And they're going to the no-huddle offense.
Mark Youngs is the quarterback. The give is to Hansen. Flag on the play. Will they stop the action? Third and 5 now. Thought there was a flag on the play, but we missed it. Here's the give to number 5, Matt Hansen. Finds an opening and gets across the 50 to the 43. 1st and 10 for Belding.
Gerald Conaway on the stop. Very fine run by Hansen.
Belding has been impressive on offense.
They have been able to move the ball.
And the give this time.
Thomas Smith.
Tom Smith, number 44. And another 1st down for the Redskins.
Giving it to that first back through the hole is sort of catching Country Day offside a little bit because they're looking at the motion and they're looking at the pulling guards.
It's a definite distraction. 1st and 10 from the 32. Matt Hansen on the carry. And he gets down to the 25.
They're opening up some very nice holes, Mark, against the Country Day defense. And if they can score here, they'll still be in this game.
4.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Country Day calls their first timeout. We're here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Class B championship game in the Michigan High School Athletic Association football finals between the Belding Redskins and the Detroit Country Day School Yellow Jackets. I'm Mark Andrews, along with Earl Robinson, and this has been, Earl, a wild one, as Country Day has put 23 points on the board here in the second quarter, and even though the score is 25-6 in favor of Country Day, as you mentioned just a moment ago, Belding is still in it with another score.
That's right, Mark. This is one of these games where the score is not really telling the truth about the game. Belding has been able to move the ball, but the onside kick, which Country Day was able to take advantage of and get a score on, the punt where they just tossed out the end zone, of course, to get the safety, those have made the difference. Otherwise, we'd have a real close game here.
And so it's second and about 3. The ball at the 25 of Country Day. And there you see Mark Young's the senior quarterback for this Belding Redskin team. They've had great success on the ground. A give to the first man through. That's Tom Smith again.
Tom Smith was dragging Dan Russo along that time, and I'll tell you, he drug him for about 3 yards there, extra yards on that play.
Another first down, no huddle. Clock is moving with 4:14 left to go in the half. This time it's Hansen. Hansen gets close to the 10-yard line.
E.B. Parsons on the stop, but they are moving the ball again. Belding having a lot of success on the ground.
And they pick up 5. Second and 5. The ball is at the 11.
Second and 6.
First man through again, Tom Smith. He's inside the 10 to about the 8.
E.B. Parsons again on the stop, and I'll tell you, he makes a lot of tackles. Also, Barry Treadwell helping out. E.B. Parsons, defensive tackle, just all over the field.
So the ball is at the 7, third down, and a short 2. Belding fans yelling out encouragement. Give this to Hansen. He's close to a first down.
Looks like he might have got it, Mark, up at the 5-yard line. Stopped by Gerald Conaway.
The senior running back is there, and they're going to bring the chains out to measure it.
Initial timeout for measurement.
Ooh, it does look close.
Well, let me see. Judging with my old eagle eye from this far out,
You're only about 500 feet away.
might be a little short.
All right, let's see how close you are. You're right, just a little short, old eagle eye. There it is. About 4 or 5 links short.
I didn't even use my binoculars.
I think you're cheating. Here's that run by Hansen once again.
Great push off the offensive line, but boy, 54 makes a good play to get out there and slow him up.
Barry Treadwell, 54. Okay, here we go. It's fourth down. They're 4 lengths of the 10-yard chain from that first down yardage. They're maybe changing the play at the line on an audible. They give us to Hansen. Oh, he's close. He's close. It's where they mark it. They say he got in there. So that gives Belding new life on fourth down.
Belding offensive line doing an excellent job of blocking. They're getting a good push off the ball. Country Day's been using a lot of 6, 7-man fronts, and they've been able to get enough penetration just to move that ball.
2.5 minutes left to go. And now Country Day has to burn a timeout to get players on and off the field. So that's a break for Belding, stopping the clock with 2:23 to go.
And Belding with another impressive drive. They've been able to march right down the field. The offensive line is doing a very good job of blocking, and some of the misdirection that Belding uses definitely has confused that Country Day defense. The Country Day defense, very aggressive, Mark. They really like to get a lot of penetration, but sometimes that can hurt you when you're overly aggressive. Those counters and misdirections can have a tendency to fool a defense.
A score here for Belding would definitely give them a little momentum going into the second half, that's for sure.
Belding can score here, and then they're going to need a turnover, and that's going to help them sometime during the game. They're going to have those turnovers always have to balance themselves out.
First and goal for Belding. The ball on the 4-yard line of Country Day. Country Day with the lead, 25-6. with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the first half. Country Day has 1 timeout remaining. Belding has all 3 of theirs. The give is to Smith. Touchdown, Tom Smith.
Straight up the gut, right into the end zone. Just a little misdirection again. They flowed to the right. They flowed with the quarterback. The first guy through, Tom Smith, took it straight up. That misdirection again fooled the Country Day defense.
And there you see Tom Smith, a 5'11", 180-pound junior, as Belding is going to go for the 2. Full house backfield. Haven't seen that in a long time.
Woody Hayes days.
Yeah. And who gets the call? It's a pass. How about that? To number 34, Dave Riches for the 2-point conversion. And Belding is back in it. Here's the replay of the touchdown again.
Now notice the guards are pulling. They're flowing, as you can see the defense. He just cuts it back up the hole right there where the guard moved out and goes into the end zone.
You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, the time remaining in the first half. Country Day with a 25-14 lead on Belding. And Chad Rich will kick off for the Belding Redskins.
I like this Belding formation on their kickoffs.
It's unique. Poor Chad's got to be a little lonely out there. It's just he and the official. All his friends have left him. Yeah, keep an eye out for the onside kick. It is. Look at that thing bounce. Taken by number 35, Brett Gasper. And he gets up to around the 48-yard line, where Country Day takes over 1st and 10.
You know, Mark, an onside kick is great when it works. But, yeah, he kicks it too far, kicks it too hard. And, again, this gives Country Day great field position with enough time for Country Day to get another score.
You need, I think, that second bounce. That first bounce gets it up there. You need that second bounce if you have any hope of recovering it.
Country Day in their 5 possessions have started out at the midfield 4 times and at the 33 once. They've had great field position in the first half.
Kives is the quarterback. Fires it quickly. Caught by number 21, Nick Gorga. And he loses the ball. And it goes out of bounds, and Belding could not. You were talking about it, Earl, having that turnover and turning it into something. A chance for Belding to get something there.
Jeremy Casper made the mistake that causes the fumble here.
That's probably the 4th fumble of the first half.
See, he sort of had it sort of, oh, no.
Oh, nice punch out there.
94 caused the fumble, punched it right out.
That's Chris Mad. But he punched it the wrong way. Country Day gets a first down after it goes out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 35. They send Rubin to the left. Kives back in the pocket, looks for Rubin. He's in trouble, takes it himself, and he's going to go out at about the 27-yard line.
Brian Grant sort of forced him out of bounds on that play.
Well, Kives picks up 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4. The ball at the 29.
The Belding defense, the defensive backs are dropping back, making it very difficult for Country Day to go deep. They've been looking deep, trying to get that quick score, but the Belding defensive backfield has really dropped deep.
2nd and 4, 1:44 to go in the half. Rubin goes to the right. Kives goes to him on the screen. And Rubin gets pulled down around the 21-yard line. Number 2, Rudy Webb on the stop.
And also Jeremy Casper on the stop. Boy, Country Day just finds a lot of ways to get Rubin the ball.
There he is in motion.
Kives just drops back, throws it to him, and he's on his own against the defensive backs. And he picks up the first down.
Nice camera work there. Kives back in the pocket again. Fires left side, caught by number 21, Nick Gorga, and he's close inside the 5-yard line, and another Country Day first down.
I think the defensive back slipped down on that play, caused Gorga to get open.
First and goal for the Yellow Jackets now. With 1:05 to go, the ball is at the 3. The clock is running. Kives brings his team up to the line. Country Day with a 25-14 lead. The give is to Rubin, and he gets stacked up around the 3-yard line. Might have picked up a yard.
I think they're going to have to call a timeout, Mark, save some time off that clock.
But this is Country Day's last timeout. So there you see the situation with 43 seconds to go. Detroit Country Day in their blue jerseys, yellow pants, and gold helmets. Belding in their orange pants, white jerseys, and black and orange helmets. And there you see the ball between closer to the 3-yard line. Second down.
Well, Mark, if I'm Country Day, I think I'm going to have to go back to the option with Kives and maybe having Rubin going out in the flat and either has that option to throw it to Rubin, run it, or pitch it back to the running back, maybe Conaway.
Here's that last play once again. Boy, you have to be impressed with Rubin. He got stacked up there, but that's one of the few times he has been.
Okay, the Belding defense, they've really been stacking up in the middle. They've been trying to stop that running game, so if Country Day takes it to the outside, they might be able to get something, but they've really been strong up the middle. Country Day's had most of their success going around the end.
Okay, here we go. Gasper and Conaway are in the backfield. The give is to Conaway, and he's not going to make it. And the clock is running with 35 seconds to go now. And the Belding players taking all the time in the world to get up.
Yes, they are.
Conaway said, "Get off me, I want to run another play."
See, they ran that one right up the middle, did not have a lot of success against that tough Belding defense.
Third down, big play. Kives hits Conaway, touchdown. Or rather, he hit number 32, Joe Cassies.
And again, that was the key. All he did was fake the run into the middle, froze the linebackers, froze the defensive back, and hit the receiver wide open.
There it is again.
That little fake just held them for enough. And see, caught Casper out of position there, and he gets the touchdown wide open.
And so now, James Kogan on to attempt the extra point. Josh Collins will hold. Whoa, movement on the line again. So, what's the call? 2-point conversion team now. That's the third straight extra point attempt that the encroachment has been called against Belding.
They're doing something, Mark, to make Belding jump offside every time. Maybe if we can get a replay on that and see, maybe we can exactly see what they're doing.
And so they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Kives. Throws. Caught. The 2 is good. The pass complete to Dan Russo, number 42. And so with 12 seconds remaining in the first half, it's Detroit Country Day School 33, Belding 14. As you see, Dan Russo, a 5'10 senior, helping his club with that 2-point conversion.
This game really looks like like Country Day is blowing them out, but it's really not the case. Belding has moved the ball very well when they've had the ball. Unfortunately, they just had a couple of key turnovers, onside kick that Country Day was able to take advantage of. But as we said in the beginning, both teams are able to move the ball. Neither defense has really been able to stop the other team's offense.
The Country Day scoring drive, 52 yards in 5 plays in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And there are 12 seconds left here in the first half. If I'm Country Day, I'm kicking it downtown and chewing up the time and getting out of here.
We've had 45 points scored in the second quarter.
That's incredible. It's been a wild one here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Stick around for the second half. James Kogut to kick it off, plays it right down the middle of the field. Taken there by number 2, Rudy Webb. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Belding with 5 seconds to go. Now Belding calls timeout. Well, what deviation of the Hail Mary pass are they going to throw, Earl?
That's a good question. They don't throw the ball often, but when they do throw it, they throw it deep. But I got a feeling we'll probably see a misdirection here on this last play of the game. Or the half, that is, not the game, but the last play of the first half. Been a very interesting and entertaining first half, Mark. We've seen a lot of what we call good fun football. Misdirection plays, seen some option. We've seen some onside kicks, very nice 2-point conversions.
And there you see Matt Kives, the quarterback of Detroit Country Day. 6'3", 195-pound senior.
He's having a good first half.
He sure is. Country Days put 31 points on the board in the second quarter, Belding with 2 touchdowns. And 5 seconds to go. And Belding has probably one more play left with 5 seconds to go. They still have timeouts, so if it goes quickly, they might get one more after that. But boy, are they sending the receivers out wide. They're at the sidelines on both sides.
Well, if I'm Country
This may
Day
be
defense,
some sort of fake.
Yep, straight simple
right up the
handoff.
middle to Tom Smith. And the Country Day defense read that one perfectly. No gain. And the first half comes to an end with Detroit Country Day leading 33-14 over Belding. One of your sponsors is True Value Hardware. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we're at halftime. And Detroit Country Day School with a big lead on Belding.
But, Mark, we've had the most points ever scored in a championship game in the second quarter. Country Day's been moving the ball. Belding's been moving the ball. A lot of offense this afternoon.
What do you expect to see in the second half? What we've seen in the first half has been so incredible.
Well, if Belding can get a turnover or two from Country Day, they'll be right back in this ball game because their misdirection is really giving Country Day a lot of problems with their defense. They're just not able to read the plays that well, and they're just delaying a little bit, and they've been able to run quite well.
And we'll be back with a special halftime interview in a moment. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Today's broadcast is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we're at halftime where the Detroit Country Day Yellow Jackets have a 33-14 lead on the Belding Redskins in the Class B Championship. I'm Mark Andrews along with Earl Robinson. And Earl, the halftime stats as we take a look at them, they're wild. Look at those total yards for Country Day.
Country Day with a balanced attack, rushing and passing, 137 yards in the air, 109 on the ground for 246 yards total offense. Belding having success on the ground, only 79 yards though on the ground 14 first downs for Country Day, 6 for Belding, but time of possession, Country Day holding a whopping margin, 16 minutes and 20 seconds to Belding 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And in football, you have to have the ball a lot in most cases to win the game, and Country Day has taken advantage of their scoring opportunities in the first half.
And Belding, the Belding fans are here, and we'll be back with the start of the second half in a moment. One of your sponsors is True Value Hardware. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, second half will be starting in just a moment. Detroit Country Day with a 33-14 lead over Belding. But folks, the most points scored ever in a quarter in a Class B championship game in the second quarter of this one, as Country Day, I think, put 31 points on the board. And it got a little wild, Earl Robinson.
Yes, it did. 45 points scored in the second quarter, I'll tell you. It is a record, but also some of the first half stats. Matt Kives just about perfect. Hit 10 of 11 passes for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brian Rubin scored 1 touchdown. He scored 1 on the ground. He scored 1 in the air. He's having a great first half. He's had exactly about 100 yards, 102 yards total offense in the first half. And, of course, for Belding, they've been having some success on the ground. Matt Hansen, 9 carries for 57 yards. He's scored a touchdown. Thomas Smith, 8 carries for 47 yards, and he scored a touchdown. But Matt Kives, he's had an excellent first half for Country Day.
And Mark Youngs, the quarterback for Belding, has not thrown a pass.
Has not thrown a pass, and if they can't get a quick score here in the first half, they may be forced to put the ball up in the air if they can't score quickly here at the opening of the third quarter, Mark.
And Country Day will kick off to Belding to start the second half, as James Kogut is practicing his kickoffs down on the sideline. But this is for the Class B championship. The Michigan High School Athletic Association. Irv Sigler, the coach at Belding, has been there 6 years, 45-14 record. And, of course, Joe D'Angelo is in his 18th year. And there you see Irv Sigler. Joe D'Angelo has been the head coach at Country Day for 18 seasons now. Brian Rubin playing some great ball for Country Day in the first half.
7 carries for 40 yards, and he's had a great game today. And also he caught 3 passes for 60 yards. And a long one for a touchdown at 46.
Ran a touchdown in and caught one for Country Day.
Now, Irv Sigler, if he cannot get a score here quickly, he's going to be forced to change his game plan, because he'll probably have to go to the air. You can't keep it on the ground if Country Day should get another touchdown. They're going to have to score here and put a little pressure on that Country Day defense, or else they may have to abandon their game plan and try something different.
James Kogut out there teeing it up at the 40. And will Country Day try the onside kick? You know, they haven't been afraid to do it.
They haven't been, and it's like a wrinkle in their offense. Maybe they saw something in the films. They've tried it, and it's been successful at one time, and they may try it again. And we can see Belding is lining up pretty close to the line of scrimmage, so Belding is being aware of that. But again, if they do and they don't make it, you're giving that other team very good field position.
They're warning everybody about it on the Belding squad. And both teams have had to do it. I was talking to Walter Dell, the Lions' longtime statistician, at halftime, and he said he's never seen so many onside kicks in a game in his life. So James Kogut is about to kick it off to start the second half for Country Day in the blue jerseys and gold pants against Belding in the orange pants and the white jerseys. And Kogut kicks it down the middle, squibs it down, and it goes through the legs of number 2, Rudy Webb. He gets it at the 10, changes his field, crosses the 15 to the 16 before he's pulled down there. Number 48, Andrew Popoff on the stop. Kogut also in on the tackle.
Not the best of field position for Belding start out the second half with, Mark.
Their offense coming out onto the field now. Just underway to start the second half. Country Day with a 33-14 lead. But this Belding team is explosive on offense. The quarterback is Mark Youngs, a 6-foot senior. The give is to the first man through. That's Tom Smith. And he crosses the 15 and gets up to about the 18 before he's brought down. Picks up about a yard on the play.
Sami Abarashid made the stop that time, read the play very well, filled the gap, made the tackle.
There you see Matt Hansen, 9 carries for 53 yards in the first half. No gain, 2nd and 10. The give is to Hansen, and they stuck him right there. No, they take this all out. It's number 32, Joe Gavitt. He's on his way. Is he going to make it? Tripped up and goes down around the 13-yard line. Joe Gavitt.
Tremendous run again off of that misdirection. Fooled us.
Fooled us totally.
Brett Kaspers tripped him up, stopped him from going all the way.
I thought he gave it to Hansen right there. Great fake. And look at Gavitt.
Our cameraman got it.
Stayed right on him.
Ran through the arm tackle of Conaway, and after that, it was off to the races.
And the one Belding player should have looked left. He looked right instead. And here it is. Touchdown. How about that? Tom Smith.
And that's just what Belding needed to start the second half off with a bang, Mark.
Whoa. And here it is again.
First man through. Thomas Smith breaks it to the outside. It looked like it was supposed to go up the middle. They were bunched up in the middle. Country Day. He just took it outside and into the end zone. And Mark, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Just when you think it's getting out of hand, yes, it is out of hand. It's a close one. Belding going for the 2. Tom Smith in the backfield with Matt Hansen. Mark Youngs throws in the end zone. Complete. To number 90, Mike Feuerstein. And the 2 is good. So now it's a 9-point ball game.
And here it is. He just faked the inside. Looks like he's going to run it in. And he finds him in the back of the end zone all alone.
So Mike Feuerstein completes the 2-point conversion. 33 for Country Day, 22 for Belding. 10:33 left to go as Irv Sigler talks to his Belding Redskins here in the third quarter. Here it is again. And there he goes. It's going to go to the left side.
Defense gets pushed to the left. He just takes it outside with the flow. Good blocking and natural seaming. He takes it into the end zone. Again, the first handoff, and that just sort of froze the linebackers a little bit. He was the first man through, but again, they followed the fakes.
Okay, Coach Robinson, onside kick or blast it down the field?
Belding should blast it down the field because they've been giving Country Day just too much easy field position. They started off at the midfield except on every drive except for one. So they should probably kick it deep and make Country Day really work for it.
If Chad Rich can kick it deep and squib, look at this, an onside, and they go down and give him good field position once again as Jim Imsland goes down and falls on it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Country Day at the 41. Had they attempted to squib it down the middle of the field and deep, they would have perhaps kept him back a little further.
Exactly. You're putting your defense in a tough position, giving the team, now they've only got 59 yards to go for a touchdown.
And we know that Country Day can put the points on the board. They have 33 already. There you see the Belding scoring drive. 83 yards in 2 plays. Here we go. The give is to Conaway, and he's stacked up around the line of scrimmage, which is the 41.
A fired-up Belding defense stopped him right at the line of scrimmage, stacking him up, not letting him get outside.
No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 41, leading the way. It's a two-way player, Gerald Conaway for Country Day.
Ball on the Country Day 41.
Here we go as Matt Kives calls the signals. The give is to Conaway. Ooh, he almost had some open room, but he gets caught there. Fumble recovery. No,
Nope.
They say he was down.
Down by contact. The ground cannot cause the fumble.
Here it is again.
Dive play off tackle. He's following his guard right through. Oh, I don't know who. That was pretty close.
I don't know. Yeah, that was very close. So it'll be third down now.
And you know what, Mark? We haven't seen a punt all day.
That's right. 3rd and 7. Almost saw one, but turned into a safety. Big third down play. And now a flag is thrown. Could be a delay against Country Day. That's what it is. So 5 yards get tacked on it. Pushes it back now to the 39-yard line.
This Belding defense is really fired up right now. You can see they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of emotion right now as they're trying to get back into this game.
They only trail by 9, 33-22, with 8:51 left to go in the third quarter. They lead by 11. Kives in trouble. Look out. Throws it up to Conaway. But Conaway does not get the first down. He gets up to the 45.
Shane Robosh made a very good stop on Conaway on a nice open field tackle, and Country Day is going to have to punt for the first time this afternoon.
Kives goes back. Thought they might have had him there.
Good pressure by the defense. Nice open field tackle by Robosh.
Josh Collins back to punt for Country Day. And it's a fake. He throws it deep. Incomplete. The pass was intended for Alex Greger. And so Belding comes up with terrific field position at the Country Day 45.
Jeremy Casper on the cover, boy, but it was just out of his reach. And again, we still haven't seen a punt this afternoon.
The amazing thing, Earl, I've never seen a high school game where nothing is gone according to plan. They're fake punts. We haven't seen a punt. The Belding quarterback did not throw a pass in the first half. We've seen safeties. We've seen two-point conversions. We've seen it all. The give is to Tom Smith, and he's stacked up right there around the 46-yard line.
Boy, it's awful hard to run into the teeth of that Country Day defense. At times when they can stack it up, because they're using a lot of different fronts trying to confuse Belding. Sometimes they're in a 7-man front, sometimes an 8-man front. Then they'll go back to a 5-2 or a 4-3. They're really varying their defense, trying to stop this Belding attack.
2nd and 10 for the Belding Redskins. Mark Young's calling the signals. The give is to Smith right up the gut. And he gets up to about the 43 before he's hauled down there for a gain of 3.
That time, Country Day was in a 4-5 alignment. They had 4 down linemen, 5 linebackers, and 2 defensive backs.
We're in the third quarter of the Class B state championship game, and this has been a wild one. An 11-point lead for Country Day with just over 7 minutes to go. Big third down play for Belding. But then again, they may go for it on 4th. If they don't make it here. And it's the quarterback, Mark Youngs, gets close to the first down yardage.
I got a feeling they'll go for it, Mark.
I don't even question that anymore, Earl.
4th down, Belding.
Belding trails by 11 with 6.5 minutes to go in the third. It's 4th and 1, and of course they come up to the line. I might be leaning toward giving it to Tom Smith and let him blast up the middle.
Exactly.
Take his chances.
He's their power guy.
No, it's not. What do we know?
But they get the first down. Number 5 on the carry for the
Matt
Belding
Hansen.
offense.
And they get a reprieve and 4 more downs. And they just crossed the 35-yard line. Here it is again.
Going off tackle. Good blocking by the Belding front line. And, of course, he gets tackled from behind.
There you see the quarterback, Mark Young's a 6 foot, 170-pound senior. Full house backfield. Low movement on the line, and they get another 5. So it'll be 1st and 5.
Heavy Parsons jumped offside, probably caught the inflection of that count.
Encroachment against Country Day. So it'll be 1st and 5 now. Another break for the Belding Redskins. Young's changing the play again. Full house backfield. Who gets it? It's Smith. He's inside the 20. Down to the 18-yard line.
Change the play to right off the left guard. What he saw was a 5-man front with only one linebacker back there. He changed it because the linebacker was on the opposite side, ran it straight up the gap there off the left-hand side. Good call by Matt Youngs.
1st and 10 at the 18, no huddle. 2 backs. It's Hansen. He goes right. He's out at the 10-yard line, but it took 2 players to run him out of bounds. Number 4, Brian Rubin, leading the way.
And Dan Russo also helped him out.
But Matt Hansen.
Mark Youngs hands it off. Hansen, a very good runner, following his blocking very well. Reading the keys on his blocking, and takes 2 guys to get him out of bounds.
Keeps those feet moving. So it's 2nd and 1 now. The give is to Smith. And he gets inside the 5. Touchdown. Tom Smith. Oh, my.
Broke through an arm tackle of Dan Russo. It looked like Russo had him wrapped up on about the 4-yard line. He broke it through, went into the end zone. This guy is a very tough inside runner.
Here it is again.
Tom Smith just does a lot of this on his own, sort of pushed back by the line. Now look at the stick. Goes to an arm tackle of Conaway. Russo had a good stick on him and just bowls his way into the end zone.
He kept those feet churning, helped him get in there. Thomas Smith, the junior, going for the 2. It's Hansen. He's in. Gets the 2 points. It's a 3-point game now, Earl.
Just as quick as we've seen. A tremendous 2 touchdowns unanswered by Country Day. They were able to stop that offense, and now this is anybody's ball game. An old cliche, but it's true.
It really is. When you would think that just a few minutes ago, Country Day had a 33-14 lead, and now it's 33-30.
And, you know, we still have 5 minutes left. There still may have a couple of more scores in this quarter.
4:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Joe D'Angelo saying, hey, we cannot sit back and relax with no matter how much of a lead we have got to hang in there. Here's that 2-point conversion again.
That Belding offensive line just doing an outstanding job of blocking. And then, boy, just strong running, just pushes it into the end zone. As you said, Mike, keeps those feet moving.
And the amazing thing, Earl, is there's such a size advantage for Country Day, and we haven't talked about that. These guys are much bigger than the kids from Belding.
Exactly. Belding's a little quicker. They're a quicker team, but they're not as big and strong as Country Day. And it's surprising that they're able to block so well and really contain them on the front line.
And they've taken a lot of shots on their running backs have taken a lot of shots, but they're staying right with it. They're taking the stick and keeping the legs moving.
And we will probably see another onside kick here.
And there it goes. Bounces around the 33. Hold on. Number 20 gets it. That's Brett Imsland, and he gets pulled down around the 46-yard line.
We should probably call that a squib kick, not really an onside kick, I think.
More a squibber. But Country Day has, once again, good field position and a 3-point lead with 4:49 left to go here in the third.
Now some pressure on Country Day to move the ball.
Belding wastes no time in scoring. 83 yards in 2 plays on the last drive, 45 yards in 7 plays in just 3 minutes and 4 seconds. The words ball control have left the lexicon of both of these teams. Kives, quickly to the air, intended for Rubin, incomplete. On him was number 6, Jeremy Gasper.
Tried to hit Rubin on the slant pattern over the middle, but good defensive play.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Country Day now. Kives keeps throwing everything at him, and Belding keeps coming right back at him. Kives back to pass. Throws it out in the flat to Conaway. He gets some yardage, but there are flags all over the place as Conaway gets pulled down around the 39. But hold on, there might be a holding call back here around the 40-yard line.
Yes, holding probably that first call in the back.
There was also a flag thrown right around where the ball carrier went down. Holding against Country Day. Flipping against Country Day. So that's all for naught.
Great break for Belding. Gerald Conaway, the man that's hurt on the field. One of their key players. Just flipped it to Conaway out there as they were putting great pressure on Kives.
We might see the clip. Ooh, he coughed up the ball, too. So that puts the ball back to the 30. And it's going to be 2nd and 24.
Tell you, Mark, this Belding team is really fired up. 2 scores. Everything's now is going their way as we can see. The momentum has switched in this game.
2nd and 25. The ball is at the 31. Kives goes back in the pocket again. Look out. He tries to get it up to number 3. It's an incomplete pass. Kives was in deep trouble. And out of desperation, they tried to fling it ahead to number 3.
I didn't see it.
Alex Greger.
David Emmons.
So it'll be 3rd down now. And 25. Kives in deep trouble.
Here comes Belding with the pressure.
That's number 28, Jared Marshall. Big 3rd down play. And once again, they took too much time. So push them back another 5. It'll be 3rd and 29. Seems like the wheels are coming off the Country Day bandwagon.
It sure does. What kind of play do you call in a 3rd and 29 situation, Mark?
Well, he has been fortunate. He hit Rubin with that long 40-yard pass for the TD in the first half. But who knows? There's Rubin going out wide to the right.
And they're only sending one man over there with him. I hope that safety comes over and gives him some help.
Well, he's keeping an eye on him. And Kives is going to go left side. And he threw it behind him. Threw it behind Russo, number 42.
Jeremy Casper with the coverage. Excellent coverage. Pinned him up against the corner. He couldn't. There was no way he was going to catch that ball.
So it'll be 4th down. And I don't think, even though we've seen it all here tonight, that Country Day would chance a fake punt.
No, I think we'll see our first legitimate punt tonight in this ball game.
And Josh Collins is back to take it. But until his foot hits the ball, I'm not going to believe anything. The deep man for Belding is Rudy Webb. And there it is, the first punt of the night. And it takes a Belding bounce, and they get good field position as it's down at the 45-yard line. Going to mark it at the 46, 1st and 10 for the Belding Redskins, and their fans are on their feet here at the Pontiac Silverdome. 3:33 to go here in the third quarter. A reminder, videotapes of this year's MHSAA football finals are available for purchase through Advanced Video Service in Columbiaville. Each game is $22.95 and may be ordered by writing Advanced Video Service, 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421. Allow 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. Here we go, Belding, 1st and 10. The give is to Smith, and he gets the first down.
Smith really running well. He just keeps those legs turning, and as long as Country Day keeps hitting up high, they're going to have a tough time bringing him down. You've got to hit Smith below the waist, right around the waist to bring him down.
3:09 left to go in the third quarter. Mark Young's maybe changing the play. Yes, he is once again as he takes a look at the defensive look. Full house backfield. They give us to Hansen. Oh, they grabbed him by the arm. Number 64 in on the stop, Sammy Abarashid.
Good play by Abarashid. Boy, he made a very nice tackle.
Second man through, Hansen.
Because Hansen had some running room on the outside on that play, and he brings him down with an arm tackle. You can see on the replay there was a good 4 or 5 yards out in front of him.
2nd and 10. The give is to Tom Smith, and he picks up about 4, gets close to the 40-yard line.
Brett Emsland made the tackle on that one. A good stop. Now maybe they're settling in a little bit, Country Day is, on their defense. Smith first through off tackle. Emsland made the stop, about a 4-yard gain. Big play coming up, Mark, for Belding.
3rd down and 6. The ball is at the 40. Young's hands off to Smith. He has the first down, and he gets down to the 32-yard line, and Belding is still alive.
Brett Emsland with the stop. I'll tell you, Smith just a tremendous runner, but they're getting that hole open on that quick hitter. They're just, boom, they're just quick hitter, and that hole is opening up, and Smith is hitting the hole very fast. Smith, the first man through, goes straight through the hole, follows his blockers very well, really reads his blocking well, Mark.
Full house again. The give is to number 32. That's Joe Gavitt. Another first down to the 15.
And stopped by Gerald Conaway. And Mark, what I really like is the way he wraps the ball up. Gavitt holds it with both hands. No way he's going to fumble that ball.
And there it is. You kids, take a look at that.
Beautiful trap blocking. Look at how he's holding that ball.
That's a classic hold right there. Look at that. No way is that thing coming loose. A tight package there by Joe Gavitt, the junior. 1st and 10, the ball at the Country Day 15-yard line. The give is to Gavitt again. He's inside the 5 to the 3. Oh, is this Belding squad explosive.
Sammy Abarashid on the stop, but they are moving the ball now.
30 seconds and counting left to go here in the third quarter.
That offensive line just blowing them in right off the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you, Country Day is back on their heels now.
1st and goal from the 3. The give is to Smith. Touchdown. And Belding leads for the first time this afternoon.
Belding has just kept fighting back, and fighting back until they have finally taken the lead. When I talked with the coach, Mark, that's one thing he told me. He said, this is a team that will never quit. And there they go. Oh, the great block. He just bowled over number 64. The offensive lineman took him right into the end zone, and Smith just followed him right through.
And they're going for two. The give is to number 3, Joe Hulleberger, and it's good. So the tide has changed, and Belding now with the lead, their first of the day, 38-33 over Detroit Country Day after Country Day led at halftime, 33-14.
Belding has scored 24 unanswered points in the third quarter.
Here's that touchdown once again, Tom Smith.
Good blocking again by the offensive line.
Here's the conversion again. Joe Hulleberger taking it in.
Just push that defensive line back of Country Day into the end zone for that two-point conversion.
71 points have been scored in this game. Belding with a 38-33 lead. Now, I'm kicking it downtown. Unless Rudy Webb doesn't have the foot to kick it deep.
And maybe that's it.
We've had 2 kickoffs run back on us the last 2 weeks.
5 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
One reason why Belding hasn't been kicking it deep, they've had 2 kickoffs ran back on them the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they have some momentum with him now. And once again, he squibs it down the middle of the field. It bounces around at the 30-yard line. And going back to get it. And down at the 25. So, once again, they force Country Day back there. That's their best kick so far of the day. Going down to get it was Joe Cassies. That's the end of the third quarter. Belding with a 5-point lead. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Mark Andrews along with Earl Robinson. And folks, this has been a wild game. If you just tuned in, Country Day led at halftime, 33-14. There you saw our score, Belding 38, Country Day 33. It's 1st and 10 for Country Day at their own 25.
And now they've got to try to get the momentum back from Belding. They've got to move the ball. Belding has been able to stop them 4 and out on the last 2 possessions.
Matt Kives is the quarterback for Country Day. The give to the first man through. That's Brett Gasper, number 35. He picks up 5 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 5.
Just a simple dive play straight up the middle. And Shane Roback's the key man on the stop on that particular play.
Conaway comes out of the Country Day lineup. Kives gives to Rubin. Has the first down and more to the 45-yard line. Rudy Webb on the stop for Belding.
Good hole there, wide open hole, and Rubin is a very shifty runner. First fake and then off to the races on the right side. I'll tell you, Rubin makes one man miss and it takes 2 men to bring him down.
1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. The give is to Gasper, and he gets stacked up at the 45. 5 Belding players in on the stop.
Belding defensively flowing to the ball well. Country Day might have to use a little bit more misdirection themselves like they did on the last play that sprang Rubin loose.
And there's the Belding scoring drive. They waste no time. 3:28. Smith has scored. Tom Smith for Belding has scored 4 touchdowns, 3 in the third quarter alone. Kives back to pass. Almost intercepted. The pass was intended for number 20, Brett Imsland.
Jeremy Gasper almost picks it off.
He was within an inch.
And he would have had some running room in front of him.
10:25 to go now in the fourth quarter.
He fades back into the pattern. Doesn't really fool him. He's right there. Oh, just
got a hand on it.
Got a hand on it there.
Kives back in the pocket again. Goes it down the middle off the intended receiver's helmet. Intercepted. Intercepted by number 33, Shane Robach. And he takes it down to the 33-yard line. Holy cow, what a play.
I'm glad you were looking at that. I was looking at the screen.
Is that amazing or what?
Okay, Kives back to pass, throws it.
Boom.
Hits off his helmet. Hits off two helmets.
Here it is again. This is absolutely incredible. Doink.
Hits off one, then off another helmet. I think I've never seen that in football before.
And here we go. That's number 32, Joe Gavin on the carry. And he picks up about 4.
We have absolutely seen everything this evening, Mark.
Earl, if you would have told me. Here it is again. We're going to show just where it hits the helmet. Kives pass. Boom. Back to live action. Tom Smith going up the middle. And he's close to the first down. He probably has it. The referee goes up to the ball, says, no, let's measure it. Let's measure it. This is a championship game.
By Brett Gasper that time.
The 64 points was the old record for most points scored in a championship game. We're at 71, folks. 9:10 to go.
And Tom Smith at this point, Mark, has 18 carries for 108 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And a first down for Belding. 9:10 to go. They have a 5-point lead, 38-33. As you take a look at Mark Youngs, the 6-foot senior quarterback. You couldn't ask for anything more in this championship game. They give us to Hansen. He's in. Touchdown.
Belding has taken over this game, and they've taken it over by controlling the line of scrimmage. They have just been able to knock Country Day back, kept them on their heels with the misdirection. An excellent run by Hansen. Great play calling. Hansen, the first man through, Mark.
And look at this. He picks up speed right here.
Switches hands, and he's off to the races.
And the last man he had to beat was their star runner, Brian Rubin.
He just finds the seam in the defense, and he's got great speed, great balance. He's a scat back.
Full house backfield on the 2-point conversion. Oh, pass incomplete. But Belding now with an 11-point lead.
After trailing by 19.
Who'd have thunk?
Belding at this point has scored 30 unanswered points.
And each time a point is scored, it sets a new record for a championship game, 77 points. There's that try for the 2 again.
And maybe he should have, well, this is the touchdown.
The touchdown by Hansen.
He just flows through the seams, and beautiful run, beautiful blocking up front by the Belding offensive line. They're just doing an outstanding job today.
Irv Sigler, the head coach, in his 6th year at Belding with a 45-14 record, as the Redskins have the lead with 8:49 to go. And there you see Ruben. And I remember he was throwing kisses to the crowd after his 2nd touchdown on that pass from Matt Kives. And it has come back to haunt him so far. Number 2, Rudy Webb, will kick it off. And he squibs it down the middle of the field. Takes a bounce. Ruben takes it at the 25. Ruben up to the 30. Up to almost the 35 before he's hauled down in a swarm. And so that's where the Detroit Country Day School Yellow Jackets will take over. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Country Day really needs to get something going offensively now, Mark. They haven't had the ball very much. There's the scoring drive. 3 plays, 33 yards, 51 seconds on that last Belding scoring drive.
First and 10 for Country Day. The ball is at the 40. Yellow Jackets need a score to get back in this one. Kives back to pass, fires it down the middle, incomplete, intended for Ruben.
Threw it behind him. He was open, but he threw it behind him. He was rushed a little bit at the end there, and he had to get rid of it quickly.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 40. 8:18 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Brett Gasper coming out of the lineup now for Country Day as they break out of the huddle. They send Ruben wide to the right. And Kives throws it quickly, complete to number 42. That's Dan Russo. And he picks up 5, where it'll be 3rd and 5.
Shane Robash on the stop there. Good play, and of course, they needed to pick up some yardage here, but again, another key play for Country Day.
Country Day not calling a huddle. They're going right into formation. There you see our score and the time remaining here in the 4th quarter. The give is to Conaway. He gets the 1st down. A flag on the play as he crosses the 50. Maybe a face mask call. Or is it against Country Day? The Belding players are applauding. Here's the preliminary indication. Clipping against Country Day.
Oh, tough break for Country Day after picking up the 1st down.
It seems, as you've seen many, many times, when things start going wrong, everything goes wrong.
Exactly. When it rains, it pours, and it's pouring now all over Country Day.
And so it'll bring up 3rd down and 14. Back at the 36. Kives fires one out to the flat, and Ruben can't hold on to it. 4th down.
That was a timing pattern, just underthrown a little bit. Ruben was open. He had beat the cornerback on a route, but he underthrew it a little bit, and Ruben just couldn't get to it.
Kives may be rushing it a little bit. He's starting to panic just a touch. Still 7.5 minutes remaining, but they need to put some points on the board fairly quickly because they know this Belding squad can light it up if they want to. They have the momentum.
Exactly. And they're probably rushing, like you say, Mike. They should probably just take their time, relax, because there's plenty of time left in the game.
But it's 4th down now. They're going for it. They know the nature of it. And Kives goes back in the pocket again. Fires it down. It's complete, and it's a 1st down for Country Day as it's caught by number 21, Nick Gorga.
Good play by Country Day. Ran the pattern just right. Past the 1st down marker. We see guys marking college and the pros who don't read the marker and will cut off
early, yeah.
Cut off early, exactly. Great pattern by the receiver.
So the ball's right at midfield on the far hash mark. Country Day not going to the huddle. It's 1st and 10. Dives to the air again. Fires it out. Complete. A gain of about 3. Number 42, catching it, Dan Russo.
Brian Cummings on the stop. Linebacker made the hit. And they're going with no huddle also.
The clock continues to move at 7 minutes exactly left to go. Tives goes back in the pocket. Decides to take it himself. And he gets close to the first down and a piling on penalty, so they'll get the first down. Number 50, Joel No, just a little too anxious there. So not only is the penalty called, there will be a walk-off as well.
And one thing Belding doesn't want, they don't want that clock stop now, not with an 11-point lead.
15-yard walk-off puts it down to the 25, where Country Day gets it 1st and 10.
Here we see Kives going back to pass. They put the pressure on. He takes it up the middle and gets the first down. And then, of course, we see the extra hit there, the piling on.
The give is to Conaway. And Conaway gets hit right about the 22-yard line. The Belding players, the second the whistle go hands off.
Ryan Grant, one of the guys on the hit, but he had a lot of help.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. The ball at the 22. Kives runs to the sideline, gets a play from Coach Joe D'Angelo. And they come right out. Just over 6 minutes to go now. Country Day trails by 11. Kives to the air. Complete to number 32. That's Cassis.
And Jeremy Casper on the stop.
They're short of the first down, though.
Joe Cassis with the catch, pretty close to a first down.
3rd down, less than a yard. Big play here. Kives is calling the signals. The give is to Conaway, and it looks like he gets the first down.
Falls down at the 15-yard line, so it'll be first down on the 15.
The Belding defense might be a little bit tired at this point, Earl. They're giving up a yard or two here and there. And now Belding's asking for a measurement. They say, we know it's close, but we want to be sure.
Yeah, that's that spot there. Yes, it's. I thought he fell at the 15. The ball went down, but they're spotting it almost at the 16. So yes, this is going to be close.
And here it is. Oh, they're short. They're short by a good 7 inches. So here we go, 4th down.
Country Day needs this first down.
Biggest play of the game so far coming up right here. 4th and inches at the Belding 16. Broken play. The give is to Conaway. He made the first down, though. Oh.
They had the middle jammed up, tried to take it outside, thinking maybe they could break it open.
He gets down to the 14.
Yep, you can see the mishandle, or sort of a fake pitch.
Whoa, that could have easily gone over his head.
Yes. Good catch by Conaway.
The clock continues to move with just over 5 minutes to go now. Country Day has new life with the first down. Conaway gets inside the 10 to the 5, down to the 3.
Very nice moves by Conaway on that pass, faking out the defender.
Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining.
And Conaway's tired. I think he wants to come out the game and get a little rest.
He needs a break.
Conaway goes out into the flats, catches it, makes the first tackler miss, which is a key, sort of what Barry Sanders does, and takes it to the 3.
The give is to Ruben, but they stack him up around the 2, maybe got down to the 1, depending on the spot. As he gets off the top of the pile. Ryan Rubin. .510 senior. There you see the time remaining. Belding with an 11-point lead. The give is to Ruben.
Looks like he's in, yes.
He's in. Touchdown.
It looks like now, Mark, that bigger, stronger Country Day line is taking over. They've been able to push Belding off the ball using their superior strength. And, of course, we know Country Day is going to go for 2.
And this is a big 2-point conversion at this point, or conversion attempt, I should say.
And here we go. Ruben just follows this blocking. As you can see, the offensive line is just pushing the Belding players back into the end zone.
Jared Marshall had his ankles, just couldn't get him down, though. Couldn't get any help. Now they're moving it over to the far hash mark now for the 2-point attempt. Because if they stick him here, a field goal can't help him. Here's Kives. Throws over. 2 points are good. Complete to number 42, Dan Russo.
Excellent catch by Russo. He almost tipped it off the defender, almost got to it, but a great catch. Nice pass by Kives. And now we have a 3-point game.
Here it is again.
And there's the touchdown, as we see, just forcing it in to that the line.
And here's the conversion attempt. Kives looking for Russo, spots him, and goes right there. Ooh, beats the defender.
Just beat the defender.
There it is again. As Kives fires it over. The Belding player tried to get it with his outstretched hand.
And I know we don't even have to mention it this time because I know what we're going to see.
But look at this. The Belding players are playing back.
Looks like they might have 8 or 9 men on the front here. They've got about, no, they're coming up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I thought they might have had too many men there for a second.
4 minutes left in the game.
It's got to go 10 yards. As number 10, James Kogut, puts his foot into the ball. And the Belding player goes down and covers up.
Good stop. It didn't go the acquired 10 yards, and he was able to grab it and hold on to it.
Brendan Albert.
And they get the good field position.
He's not even on there. 41, Brendan Albert.
Brendan Albert made the recovery.
So Belding has the ball with 4 minutes exactly left to go in the fourth quarter. Belding, 44. Detroit Country Day, 41. The most points ever scored in a championship game, and we're at 85. 64 was the last record. The give is to Hansen, and Hansen gets 5.
What Country Day's defense is going to have to stop Belding now. If they can, they may just run the clock out.
They could just very well do that. There's the Country Day scoring drive, 60 yards in 10 plays. Capped off with the 1-yard run by Ruben.
Omari Jett on that last tackle.
A pickup of 6. It's 2nd and 4. With 3:15 left to go. Young's calling the signals at quarterback for Belding. The give is to Smith. First man through. He's close to the first down.
Barry Treadwell on the stop. And again, they're going to have to stop Belding from getting a first down. Boy, if they can hold them here somehow, this is going to be a close one, though.
And now they're measuring everything. Looks like he has it easily at this point. But I think in this championship game, they're going to bring the chains out at every opportunity just to make sure it's legit.
And here they come. There's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. If they've got a first down, that's at least 3 more plays. That'll take another minute easily off the clock.
Yep, and they easily have it by the length of the football. So it's 1st and 10 for Belding at the 37-yard line of Country Day. Once again, you talk about a comeback.
I think Country Day is going to have to start using their timeouts on this drive because if they're going to have to stop them.
It was 33-14 Country Day at halftime. But It's been all Belding, scoring 30 points so far in the second half. 24 of those were unanswered. The give is to Hansen. Hansen finds a hole, gets inside the 20, inside the 30 to the 27.
Omari Jett on the stop, but again, almost another first down.
Yes, it is. The referee says, yes, sir, first down. There it is again.
Hansen on the outside, a good sealed off his block. Sealed off his block and was able to get him outside to spring him loose.
I like the vision on Hansen. He gets up to the line, looks, and then decides which way he's going to go.
Yes. Greg Casper made an excellent block that time.
1st and 10 for Belding now. 2:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Fumble! And it looks like Mark Youngs went right down on it.
This is the time they should call a timeout now.
Yeah, the clock is continuing to move. They're slow getting off the pile. Chewing up at least 12 seconds now. Excuse me, Country Day calls a timeout.
Timeout, Country Day. Country Day timeout.
1:46 left to go in the fourth quarter. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back here at the Silverdome, 1:46 to go. Belding with a 44-41 lead on Country Day.
And if Belding wins this game in overcoming a 19-point halftime deficit, Belding gets a record for the biggest turnaround in a finals game.
They still have 1:46 to go as Belding breaks out of the huddle. Mark Young wants the crowd to quiet down. Full house backfield for Belding. The give is to Hansen. Hansen has the first down. There he goes. Touchdown.
Country Day stacked the line of scrimmage. Once they were able to break that hold mark, they went all the way.
A 28-yard touchdown run.
Oh, a flag on the play.
And Country Day has new life.
Big break for Country Day on that one.
And here's the call. Clipping against Belding.
Well, Mark, the old single game record was held by Detroit DePores and Grand Rapids South Christian at 64 points.
There's the give to Hansen. There's the clip right there.
And he was able to break it. They stacked that line of scrimmage. They have to do everything now to stop the run. So we'll see Country Day probably with 7, 8 man, probably 9 man fronts in many cases because they've got to do anything they can to get the ball back at this point.
You know, you would think they would stack the line only for the fact that Belding doesn't throw the ball. The give is to Tom Smith. Smith is close to a first down, and he stays on his feet, and he could have it. He could have it.
Incredible. They were hitting him high, hitting him around the shoulder.
There were 3 guys on top of him.
Brian Rubin finally brought him down. Also, Barry Treadwell helped.
He gets the first down. It's at the 16. Watch this run, folks. This guy's been incredible all day.
Just a great individual effort.
Watch this. You think Rubin has him? No. 54 helps out. No. 64 helps out. No. So finally, 54 drags him down. Number 54, Barry Treadwell, finally gets him down. 1:09 left to go. Country Day has 2 timeouts remaining. The give is to Hansen. Hansen gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And that time they stacked him up, but it might be too little too late. They're using their second timeout.
Country Day calls timeout once again.
Chethan Diveretti made the stop.
Herb Sigler coming out to talk to his Belding team.
They're 56 seconds away from the state championship, Mark. This will be an upset.
Joe D'Angelo is out talking with his Country Day Yellow Jackets. Belding with a 44-41 lead.
I know Country Day had said they were using their momentum from last year to try to get that state championship this year. That's going to be very frustrating for Country Day to come so close.
There's Joe D'Angelo. There's Irv Sigler. Telling Mark Youngs and company, just keep your cool. Just be cool for another 56 seconds. Just stick to basics. Here at the Pontiac Silverdome, this has been one of the finest high school finals that you could ever see.
Definitely one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting.
85 points, a 19-point turnaround for Belding to take the lead. Youngs gives it to Tom Smith. He goes right in the line, gets stacked up, and the clock continues to run with 49 seconds, and Country Day burns their last timeout.
So this is it for Country Day. They're going to have to stop them on this play. If not, this championship belongs to Belding.
And they have 2 plays to go.
That's right. They might still be able to run the clock out.
They might still do that. I was just thinking. I give it to Smith. Let him go right up the middle as you take a look at the Belding bench.
A little apprehensive.
These young men from the western part of the Lower Peninsula traveled all the way to the Pontiac Silverdome, whereas Country Day's complex is less than 10 miles away from the site of these state finals in all the classes in high school football. The fans on the far side in their orange and white shirts are standing. The Country Day folks right below us also standing. Young's calling the signals. Takes it himself. Throws it. Touchdown. Complete. Mike Firestein.
His first pass of the day. And he gets a touchdown.
But what a play by Youngs. Scrambling, it looked like a quarterback keeper. Throws it into the end zone. Touchdown.
I thought he might have been over the line of scrimmage.
I thought he was close myself. But yet it looked like he was at the foul line in bowling. Got right up to it and then threw it. See, watch. Whoa. Okay, here you go. And there, he's all by himself. Who'd have thought? Nobody's going to cover Mike Firestein.
Can't do it until after the award ceremony.
They're so committed to the run, really, it's just a perfect time to call that play.
Really. And they're going for the 2. They give us to Hansen. He gets hit at the 3. But with 40 seconds left to go, Belding with a 50-41 lead on Detroit Country Day. 91 points.
You want me to get him or not?
Have been scored in this ball game. Folks, that's a record. 40 seconds remaining.
I'll
The
stay with
fans
you.
are up on the Belding side. And 697 students at that high school. I would bet most of whom are here.
And probably most of the town.
Will be going crazy. They'll be dancing in the streets tonight. In Belding, Michigan, and word will travel fast.
And this has really
That
been
community.
a fun, clean, hard-hitting game, Mark.
Very
Really.
few penalties. If they have been, mostly delay of games, they've been, mind penalties. They haven't been for rough play. There was a couple calls here and there, but for the most part, Earl, it's been a wonderful ball game.
A joy to watch, and I certainly hope all you fans out there have enjoyed this one.
And 2 incredibly talented teams. Country Day owned the first half. Ryan Rubin scored 2 touchdowns, 1 by air, 1 on the ground. Playing very well. Matt Kives, very poised quarterback. And then again, you look at Belding and the running of Tom Smith and everybody else. It's been an incredible football game. Country Day wants to get on the board one more time. 42. Dan Russo had it. Number 36 in on the stop is John Cohn. 34 seconds remaining now. Belding with a 9-point lead.
You know they're going to go to the air, and they'll probably try to get it to Brian Rubin if at all possible.
A few years ago, I did these finals with Chris Spielman, the Lions All-Pro linebacker, and he said, winning a state high school championship is a memory you never, ever forget.
Exactly.
Kives goes back in the pocket. Somebody has him by the ankle, still gets it away. In Rubin's hands, intercepted. This is number 6, Jeremy Gasper.
Jeremy Gasper on the interception.
And it's almost fitting that Belding will have the ball.
We saw two different halves, Mark. Totally two different halves.
Here it is again. Dives in the pocket. Almost got him there. He took a lick. Off Rubin's hands,
but a catchable ball. And into the arms of Gasper, and he takes it down the sideline. And he was very smart to stay in bounds.
And time runs out, and Irv Segler wins the state Class B championship with his Belding Redskins, who overcame great halftime odds in a 19-point deficit to beat Detroit Country Day 50-41 as they celebrate. And we take a look at Joe D'Angelo, the head coach of Detroit Country Day School. We'll be back with the celebration and more in just a moment. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. A wild close as Belding lights it up in the second half to beat Detroit Country Day 50-41. Earl Robinson.
Great game for Belding, a tremendous second half comeback, overcoming a 19-point deficit.
And our coverage of the 1994 MHSAA football finals continues here on Pass Sports Sunday evening with another doubleheader. At 5:30, we start with the Class Double D contest between Maple City Glen Lake and Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes. And follow it up at 8 with Class Double A championship between Bay City Central and Troy. Join us again Sunday as we bring you the best in high school sports coverage here on Pass. Your Class B champion is Belding, a 50-41 winner over Detroit Country Day School. And now for Earl Robinson and our terrific production crew from TCI Cable of Oakland County, I'm Mark Andrews saying so long, everybody. Belding's your state Class B champion.